All right. So we just finished making tokens. We did the sentiment analysis first. So now let's use the second script, token frequencies, to do some keyword analysis. So to do this, let's go back to Jupyter Notebook, our scripts folder, where we can open token frequencies. So by the way, let's check out the data file. At this point, our data file has a lot of, this is like the raw data. And then these are the two raw data that we use for the Rivian, for the sentiment analysis for the different parts, risk and forward. Here are the tokens for the full documents and the tokens for the Rivian parts. So for the token analysis, for the token frequencies for Liado and Rivian, we're going to be using these two files here that we created using the first script. So tokens underscore Liado, tokens underscore Rivian. Okay, so as long as we have those, then we can analyze the tokens, token frequencies. So again, if you've by now we've installed NLTK, but you may also need NumPy, Matplotlib. I don't know if we're going to use these on this. This was for the sentiment analysis, but I think we're actually not going to use that in this script either. So here, the data path is data. Let's start with the Rivian. Let's start with the Rivian tokens. Run that, verify. Here's the file, opening the file. Oops, data path not defined. Oh, I didn't run it. Okay, run it. Okay, so we created the file. Now I'm going to read the lines into the tokens list, and then skip those. And okay, great. So we've got 34,000 tokens right here. We've just read those in from our tokens file. Now here's our analysis path. So we're going to calculate the token frequencies. So here's a frequency distribution of the tokens. Okay, so 3,775 items in the frequency distribution. And here's the frequency distribution. So the frequency distribution is a dictionary with each token and its frequency. So vehicle appears 436 times, financial appears 343 times, business appears 370 times, right? And if we can put these out with the frequency and the keyword, you can see here's the frequency, here's the keyword, and they're ordered, from highest to lowest. So this essentially gives us our top, however many, these are our top keywords, right? Vehicle, financial, business, company, so on. So I'm just gonna turn these into tuples, sort them, and visualize them in a bar plot. Oh, I guess we do need NumPy and Matplotlib. Okay, so step 2, I'm gonna visualize the top 25 keywords in a bar plot. So here's the vehicle 436, financial 343, and I took the top 25 of those this list of keyword frequency pairs. Okay, so vehicle, financial, business, company, result, operation, stock, Rivian, cost, cash, December, including conditions, state, service, material, future, customer, common year, share, statement, control, raw change. So I'm going to take the keywords and I'm going to take the tokens separately and then take the counts separately, and these are going to be axes. The suffix Rivian, I'm taking this to make the plot title, and then generate the figure based of this size. Now I'm going to create the bar plot for Rivian. So it's going to use those 25 variable names as the x-axis labels for the x-axis, and then the values for the y-axis are the frequency of those tokens. And I just put this label or this title, top 25 tokens in Rivian. So now, okay. You could visualize them in a word cloud. I'm not going to do the word cloud. If you want to do the word cloud, there's a web-based version, wordclouds.com. There's some instructions on how to do that. I'll run through this because I want the data frame. Right. Okay. So I just made a data frame with the word and the weight frequency. So, and then I'm going to export this through the top 25 word cloud data for Rivian. So, yeah, I have this. Oh, I have the sentiment analysis in here as well, but we've already done that. So, okay. So if you go to the and notice I saved it out to the path analysis. So now if you go to the analysis folder, right, here's I saved the Rivian bar plot, and I also saved the word cloud data. Okay. So the matplotlib, I need to adjust this the size of a little bit because it's kind of cutting off those labels. But rather than spend a lot of time in Python doing this, I want to go to the CSV file. So if you open this up, you'll see right, the word and the weight or the frequency for the top 25. Now I have these in here with some hash codes for the color because I was gonna, you could put these in a word cloud, but we don't. I mean, we don't have to do a word cloud. We can do we can make we can make a bar plot like this in Excel much more easily. So I'm just going to take these two columns and go to another sheet and call this bar plot top 25. Good. So if I paste these here, then I can take these as my I can just take the weights. So take the weights and insert a bar plot like this, okay? And now you notice that the weights are all here in the y-axis in order, but I want to replace these numbers with these word labels. So I'm just going to go here, right-click, select data, and then edit label range. So here I don't need the header word. I'm just going to grab vehicle and go all the way down to change. And if you see now, these are appropriately labeled: vehicle, financial, business, company, right? All in order. And I can just relabel this as the top 25 keywords, and then Rivian campaign forum, right? Okay. So you can, I don't want to spend too much time like talking about making graphs and things and how to format all this stuff. If you're interested in in doing this, you can use the matplotlib. Where is it? Yeah, the PLT here is the matplotlib pyplot as PLT. So it's this matplotlib pyplot library, and you can play with that to visualize these. But I'm more interested in I'm just showing you the top 25 tokens and their frequencies. We'll compare that to the other one. But like we saw in class, right, there were so many different things you can do once you have these frequencies. I'm only grabbing the top 25, right? But here with this frequency distribution tuples, you've got all however many 3,775. So you could there are a lot of analyses you can do with these. So in the analysis section, I've got this spreadsheet with the data for Rivian, and I've got a bar plot image or figure. Now I'm going to go back here and let's redo the analysis for Li Auto, right? Okay, so I'm going to rerun all this, right? Hit the double arrow here to restart the kernel and rerun the whole notebook on the Li Auto tokens instead of Rivian. So, and if I go down here to the bottom, I should see stars, right, until it's all done. So let's see, wait until that happens. I'm going to delete this sentiment analysis because I put that in a later separate code. Okay, so all done, right? So it should be exported here in the data section. Oh no, sorry, not data, in the analysis. So, oh yeah. So I have the word cloud for Li Auto and I have this bar plot. I mean, these were here before, but only because I'd run it before. So you can do the same thing, right? So you can look at the Li Auto bar plot here. Notice the numbers are higher because that Li Auto document was larger. Okay. Let's look at the top 25 here. So share, vehicle, ERC, company, ordinary, financial, business. So you can compare these to vehicle, financial, business. Right. So what I want you to do is to take these keywords. Now that you have the raw data, right? What do you? I mean, you have the top 25, but you could generate more than that if you want. What do you want to do with this, right? So, for the keyword analysis, I want you to calculate the frequencies. I want you to identify a few high frequency keywords which overlap and a few that don't, right? So, right, vehicle should probably appear. Let's compare these. Right, vehicle appears in both. Obviously, like PRC, People's Republic of China, not going to appear in Rivian, right? So you could put these side by side. Companies there, like ordinary. I don't see ordinary. I'm not sure what that ordinary means. Financial is here. Business is here. Tax. So it's interesting they don't mention taxes here, right? This may be a reference to tariffs, right? So PRC and tax are unique. What about December? They will talk about December because this was, the 2022 year end. So December 2022, including, what else we have? Class. Not in here. Information, security. Right. So pull out a few keywords, and then if you find some that are unique to Li Auto or unique to Rivian, then I want you to go back to the original document. Right? So, and then go back to the original document to find passages containing the high frequency keywords and read the passages for context, right? So for the PRC, for example, here, supposing we didn't know what that was for, we could go back to the Li Auto SEC form here. And let's just search this for PRC. Right, PRC refers to the People's Republic of China. 695 references in this. Is that what we got here? PRC 628, yeah, so very similar. So PRC subsidiaries, I mean, PRC laws and regulations, right? So when they're talking about, right, they're talking about the PRC government, PRC regulatory authorities, PRC laws and regulations. So there are substantial uncertainties regarding the interpretation and application of current and future PRC laws, regulations, and rules, right? So that's interesting. So in an American, right, in a filing for the SEC in the U.S., they're constantly mentioning 695 times PRC laws, regulations, PRC foreign investment law, which all creates, here it seems like it creates uncertainty, right? In addition to the legality and enforceability of our contractual agreements between our PRC subsidiaries, right? If the PRC government deems that our contractual arrangements with the VIEs do not comply with the PRC regulatory restrictions on foreign investment, right? So there's more uncertainty here. So that's one thing, right? One very simple kind of analysis, right, that you get from these keywords, right, is that Li Auto is definitely concerned about the uncertainty introduced into their business through, the resulting from PRC laws and regulations, right? So this is like a way to kind of combine. We're taking the keyword analysis, just identifying a few outliers, right, and then we're going back to the documents to find out like why, what are they all about, right? So this is kind of combining a computational analysis with a qualitative deep reading. Let's do one more. So in Rivian, do we see a term in Rivian which doesn't appear in Li Auto? So result. I don't see the word result. Oh yeah, results there. Kind of lower down. Operation. What about operation? Operation is on the list. Stock is on the list too. Well, they have the word share. All right. So Rivian talks about stock. Li Auto talks about shares. Obviously, the name of the company. What about cost? Okay. I don't see so much Li Auto talking about cost so much. Right. Oh, that VIES again. It's another. That's probably a legal term for a company or an investor. So cost, cash, is cash an issue? The cash a keyword? So I don't see cash here. So I see Rivian talking more about cost and cash. So maybe they have cash flow issues? I'm not sure. Let's go back to the here. We're going to look up just cost and cash. Cost associated with business cost increases, right? We have experienced and could experience in the future cost increases and disruptions. Cost of advantages, cost of ownership, cost of location, cost increase, right? Cost of installing. So a lot of the references to cost here are, costs associated with businesses and operations. Expenditures include production costs, logistics costs. So they're mentioning these costs a lot more, capital expenditures, things like that, a lot more than than the auto was. Okay, so that's about the extent of what I want you to do with this. Is just pick out a couple of keywords, right, that are high frequency, that are not overlapping, and then go back to the original documents and search and find the context, right? And once you've done that, now you can report your findings. So in a report comparing the two, 1,000-word report comparing the two annual reports, you should draw on the specific evidence from your keyword and sentiment analysis to generate broader inferences about the business and performance. So you could, you can make a figure showing the sentiment analysis between just a table, like, just a table saying what part of, the Rivian total text, or Liado total text, or Rivian like some special, the forward-looking text, the risk text, and then what is the sentiment analysis? What is the sentiment value? All right, so you could just make a simple table to show that. For the keyword analysis, you could just do top 25 keywords, but you could highlight maybe ones which are highlight the ones which are unique. So if you do a list, a side-by-side list of top 25, and then you highlight, for Liado, PRC, and VIE, what is it, VIES, and some other ones. And then for Rivian, you could highlight, cost and cash. Right. So those figures could be quite simple, right? But then in here you need to talk about this. So, so obviously, like, the sentiment differs, across sections discussing risk versus sections discussing forward-looking, prospects. You could also mention that Rivian, seems more concerned about cost, and Liado seems more concerned about laws and regulations, right? Something like that could be a simple way to summarize your findings. Okay, I'll leave it there. Let me know if you have any questions.